we're going to be a little unhinged this episode because one of our adults left the kids unsupervised.
Now that the cats are gone, the mice shall play. Because that's what Jake and I are. Skeevy, sneaky little mice today.
Yeah.
So we're sneaking in a bonus episode for you audience members.
You're welcome.
Yeah, because we love you guys. Especially my Twitter stands. I know you are small but mighty.
They fought for you, and they continue fighting for you, and they will in the future.
Even despite my slip-ups. Dan Bluth, come on. I would have expected to lose all my Twitter stands when I said that.
That's a sentence I guarantee no one's ever said. You know those sentences where you're like, oh, maybe no one's ever said. No, like you saying, Dan Bluth, I'm losing my Twitter stands over this, never has happened before.
Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, guys, this is going to be a wonky one. Unfortunately, Alex is not here with us. He's sick, and we care about health here at the Tough Cut, and mental health, physical health class that's taught by the coach for some reason. Why is the basketball coach teaching health class and sex ed? Why are they doing that?
I didn't get my health class from a coach.
Who'd you get it from?
Rather, this was my like 8th grade health.
Oh, okay.
Good
specifics, good details.
It was a like on the verge of retirement teacher who lived on the property, so it's not like he can fully retire. So he was like slowly transitioning to just helping with the farm stuff.
Oh my God.
So he just called all us young lads into his basement.
What? Wait, this is getting worse.
And rambled vaguely about sex ed for
I hate that.
Several hours a week.
I hate that. Did they show you like with the chickens or something? I hate that.
No chickens were involved. No chickens were
harmed in the making of this film.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the girls had one of our actual teachers who had real credentials teach them a health class.
The guys were just guys being dudes.
Guys being dudes hanging out in the basement.
Mr. Jeffrey's going to talk to us about our bodies. Why do I got hair here, Mr. Jeffrey? Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Anyway, what the heck are we doing today? We're the Tough Cut Podcast, and this is a bonus episode.
I wonder how many times we're going to say that to reiterate to the audiences, this is not our normal content.
This is not normal programming. I'm Matthew.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I usually wait for him. I'm Jake. Alex is not here.
And this is, I guess, episode 26.
We told you, Baker's Dozen, baby. We kept true to our word. Dozen.
So today we're going to be talking about a titan of the film industry, the highest grossing movie of all time, Avatar.
I'm so upset. More upset that it's just us two. My God.
There's some deeply hidden lore. Have you brought it up on the show before?
How much I hate Avatar? I probably did in past. I talked about how I didn't like James Cameron, and I said I'm sure it'll pop up later, which that was like early brackets. So hey, I like to lay Easter eggs, audience.
In the TV and film business, I guess the TV business, because we call it a runner.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you. Yeah, I learned that.
You learned that? How'd you learn that? Did you listen to a podcast or something?
I learned it from you, Dad.
Nice.
Isn't that that Dare commercial?
I learned it from you, Dad. I love anti-drug commercials.
They're pretty fun. We should do a bracket on anti-drug commercials. That's a good bonus episode.
That's a good bonus episode.
Putting in a timeline note. I'm using the features.
We also are still figuring out shit we could do with everything that we use to record.
Yeah.
Am I holding my mic right? Yes, I am. Okay. I had to double check.
You are today.
I have today.
Alex generally handles our recording software. I record my local copy. He handles our synced one. And I'm learning all the fun things he has the power to do that I have no idea if he's using them or not.
What if he is, man?
That'd be kind of cool.
What if there's like power to make someone sound stupid? Just the power to make them just be like, hey, they don't know what they're talking about.
Must be using it on you. Okay, so I said we're talking about Avatar, but what are we doing with that? I was possessed by a foul demon.
That's how it felt watching the movie. Yeah.
That we're going to pitch our concepts for Avatar 2. So no bracket today. This is a bonus episode. Will we ever do this format again? I don't know. We'll see.
James Cameron said he'd never do that format again, and then he signed on to 7 more movies like an asshole. So maybe never say never, guys. Never say
never. James Cameron is raising the bar.
Is he?
James Cameron does what James Cameron does because he's James Cameron.
Oh my God. Yeah, we're going to pitch to you guys what we think. Because, guys, Avatar 2 has been delayed for like years for one reason or several.
I think it technically has a slated release date. They pushed it back maybe one final time from this year to next year. But again, it always gets pushed back. And then despite the fact that they claim all of the filming is done.
I'm so mad. What else do they have to do? You know what they're probably doing? Trying to remember the names of their characters because no one does.
Oh, yeah. Really, Jake? No one remembers?
You might as well tell them the story, honestly, at this point.
So when Jake and I were but wee lads in college.
What was that, 20 years ago? 30 years ago?
Yeah, probably. He had this little rant about Avatar and what he believes to be the movie's failings. And he's going on and on, hitting some like pretty decent points that like the movie's not remembered in the cultural zeitgeist, that it really didn't amount to anything besides being sort of this one-off visual spectacle. And he's like, just how little impact it's had is nobody can even remember a character's name from it.
That was like my peak. That was like, I did a whole rant for like 5-10 minutes. And then I was like, I'm going to end this by saying, and no one even knows the names of the characters. And then fucking immediately, this dude, it like the Navi voice goes, Jake Sully. Like, you bastard. He derailed my whole argument in 2 words.
It literally left Jake in shambles. No one else who even was sitting at a table nearby overhearing the conversation would ever be able to take Jake seriously again, and I don't think they have to this day.
I honestly, that was my low point. That was my supervillain origin story, actually, all leading up to this.
So what?
I challenge you, though, audience. I challenge you. Tweet at us 2 more characters from this movie.
They're going to get a couple softballs from me because don't worry. We'll get into our pitches in a moment, but look forward to Jake's pitch because I'm sure.
Can't wait to pitch this movie.
So I guess I can go first.
I'll react accordingly.
So to start things up top, I want to boil down and think about what was central to the first Avatar. What did people take away from it? And I think there are two major things and then one other thing. The cashing in on the 3D hype train.
Yeah.
It was when, every movie was being released for no reason in 3D. And then Avatar gets released in 3D too. And I'm pretty sure I saw it in 3D. The one time I've ever seen it.
You didn't rewatch it for this special bonus episode? This is a bonus episode, by the way.
Yeah. And then secondly, I think that even if there maybe is good faith criticism to make about the visual effects, at the time, I think people remember them. Like, that's one of the things people remember from this movie.
Right.
And then lastly,
because that's how they fucking pitched it. I mean, like, that's how they literally, all the trailers, everything was like, this is the most visually thing you've ever seen. We're using new technology. Your eyeballs are going to like drizzle with fucking semen. I don't know, dude. Whatever. Continue.
And then finally, that it's the highest grossing film of all time. Everyone remembers that piece.
It keeps the whole like back and forth with Avengers Endgame, like toppling each other, and the like directors probably like biting their teeth hard, be like, "Yeah, congratulations," and like back and forth, like making these infographics that just look like a Twitter dude who got bored and like made fan art crossing over Avatar and Avengers.
I personally live for every time Avatar takes back the top spot because I love to drink a couple of very, very, very heavy Marvel fanboy tears about it. Don't get me wrong. I've seen most of the Marvel movies. I went to midnight releases for Infinity War and Endgame. They're very fun.
Here's the thing. Not even as a fanboy. It's mostly as a fuck James Cameron thing, you know? I'm a anti... What's the opposite of a stan?
Critic.
All right. That's all right. Okay. I'm a James Cameron critic. No, that's critical thinking. That's the energy of this bonus episode, and I like it. Please continue your pitch.
So before we get into the real brass tacks of the pitch, I want to give a little 0.5 pitch, a little thing on the side. Thinking of that cashing in on 3D. So what is the natural progression? So there we could go the 4D route. However, Smell-O-Vision's already been done. You know, Disney's got Smell-O-Vision theaters. There's that one Spy Kids movie that had the scratch and sniff cards they gave out with your tickets.
God, I love Spy Kids too. That was a fever dream of the time.
The third Spy Kids movie, Spy Kids 3D.
Game over.
Genuinely. I have not rewatched it, but I'm going to say it without rewatching it. It slaps.
It's very good. There was an online game where they tried to incorporate the real live like actors in it, and it was like a computer game that like, you know, like Pop Tropica or like OneMoreLevel.com, like
cool math
it was
games.
so bad. It was so bad, but I loved it so much. Like I would replay it all the time. And you can get special codes if you bought movie tickets, and like if you looked on the 3D glasses on the side, they had special codes to get like bonus lives.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Integrated marketing. But yeah, basically Avengers Endgame stole the portal scene from the end of Spy Kids 3D.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, that's just true. That's just sloppy filmmaking by the Russo brothers at that point.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll talk more about Spy Kids 3D one other day. But yeah, so 4D's been done. So what is the elevation of that? Well, James Cameron has to raise the bar yet again. With the popularity of VOD and simulcast of new movies releasing, Avatar 2 goes above and beyond by being an at-home VR experience.
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna actively cry.
I think this idea would be so funny.
Walk me through that.
So this is I'll get into my real pitch, but this is a side pitch for just between me and Mr. Cameron. Yeah. I love the idea of this version of the movie where like you are, I don't know, like a nameless, faceless extra character who's just there for all the different scenes, and you get to kind of like walk around and stuff. That seems awesome and really funny, because in my head I envision for like the first week of release, they want to like simulate the movie watching environment. So you like get paired with random people when you, I don't know, like stream it. And just, I can imagine the flood of internet articles of like people just trolling others in the Avatar viewing VR experience.
You want it to be like an like you want it to be a role play game. Almost a dating sim is the vibe I'm getting from what you're saying.
Maybe.
The natural follow-up question that every executive would ask you first is, how you gonna do hair sex?
Naturally, I think, you know, in this version of my pitch, you are just probably a voyeur on the scene. So you get to watch
hair sex.
Jake and Natiri have hair sex, or maybe some other characters. I don't know.
Shit, her name's Natiri. All right, that's another character. You can't use that one when you tweet at us.
It's a little softball. Yeah, because I think the news articles that would come out of people ruining like family viewing experiences by standing on top of Jake Sully for all the scenes so he can't be seen would be really funny. But that's just a little side idea, James Cameron. You can, James, we'll call you James, first name basis. You can contact me about it personally. Email me at toughcutpod@gmail.com if you have any questions.
Address
we can talk
Matthew
shop about it.
specifically because I will delete that email if I see it in the inbox.
But for my actual pitch,
yes, please.
So I think first things first, a lot of the original characters, to Jake's credit, are pretty boring and have fulfilled the only reason they exist. So I think the sequel should pick up where the amusement park, Pandora, the world of Avatar, leaves things. So
what does that mean?
The in-universe explanation for what's happening when you go to the Pandora, the world of Avatar amusement park at Disney World, I think in Florida. No, I haven't.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I watched a great 50-minute video about it. Shout out
Holy
to
shit.
Jenny Nicholson. She is a fantastic creator.
Wow. So you watched like a third of an Avatar movie or like a fourth of an Avatar movie. I'm assuming all of the sequels are going to be like 5 hours long.
They get longer each time.
Each time, yeah. That's what's taken them so long.
So if the first one was, what, like 3 hours?
Yeah.
2.5, I don't know. The second one will multiply that by 2 because it's the second one.
Oh my God, oh no.
So it'll be like a 6-hour movie. The third one will multiply that by 3, so it'll be an 18-hour movie.
And so on and so forth until I have to sit in front of a screen for one of these episodes for weeks on end. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So what happens with Pandora?
So the amusement park basically picks things up years after. I think it's like pretty recent history. It's like the past 20 to 50 years or something. Humans have been welcomed back to Pandora, which I think is really funny.
That's dumb.
That the movie ends, they have to exile them. But Disney is like, no, guys, we need to have a reason that humans are allowed back. So they've been like welcomed back on like an exchange program or something. I don't really know the lore.
Like fucking Sarah from her exchange, like a study abroad, got a free ticket
Studies
to go.
abroad in Pandora.
Oh my God. I just love the culture. I just
wish I was back there.
Oh God.
Which there are two little shout outs I want to make about the Pandora world of Avatar. One, they have all these like photos on the walls and stuff and like art put up where you can see Na'vi and humans. They're like doing the groundbreaking for the construction of like the little hub you visit as like a human being at the park. But there are no Na'vi in the actual park.
Yeah, because how are you going to get an 8-foot Sigourney Weaver to be a part of it? Whatever.
So you're just walking around this what is supposed to be the native lands of Pandora, and there are just no Na'vi, which is really funny to me, because it definitely feels like they're like, oh yeah, we're way different from the other company that was here.
I just thought when you first like started pitching this, you're like, yeah, and this is Pandora's rationalization. I thought you meant just for how Pandora ended up in Florida. I thought they were going that metal where they're just like, hey, how these aliens end up in Florida?
Nope. They want you to feel like you're actually on Pandora. Anyway, so we pick up from where the amusement park leaves off. Yeah, and your study abroad. Tons of study abroad humans are coming to Pandora to hang out. So this will pick up some amount of time after humans have been welcomed back. Humans and the Na'vi are sort of mostly peacefully working together, and importantly, exchanging technologies. The Na'vi kind of have this biotechnological route, and the humans have this mechanical tech. Presumably, this is strictly like colonists, cultural exchange people, and RMA, I think, is the company from the first film. No RMA employees.
I could not tell you. You are barking up the wrong tree.
This will be the only time RMA employees are mentioned in my pitch. So I think that humans have been on Pandora, again, for long enough to be sort of known. They've, working together. I think our primary character should probably be like a new cultural colonist. So you kind of get that ability to throw as much exposition at people, the very Hollywood way of having the fish out of water, so you can explain things to people.
Right. And it'd probably be a white guy, just.
Oh, no. I had an even better idea. Oh, Scarlett Johansson, because she can play anyone.
No, you didn't. You didn't cast Scarlett Johansson. That's fucking hilarious. Oh my God, we finally got a diverse movie. Oh, thank God.
I know, finally.
We solved the issue of the first one where it's white saviorism by casting Scarlett Johansson.
And it's literally all the people of color in the original Avatar, I believe, are pretty much all Na'vi.
Yeah, no, they
Isn't that
only
weird?
they said, oh, like, you know, what's an actual thing in like interviews and casting? They're like, yeah, when we were casting, we just thought like we cast people with such interesting features that felt very like alien. And I was just like, those are just black people, dude. Like, this movie is fucked. This movie is fucked. But Scarlett Johansson fixes it inherently because she can also play a tree. And what's important in the first Avatar? The fucking tree. Wow.
Mm-hmm. So probably, maybe Scarlett Johansson, she can play anyone.
She's like one of those branches that got cut off and come to life. She anthropomorphized.
That would be
she doesn't know. She loses her memory and she thinks she's a like study abroad student or whatever the thing is. And slowly, but sorry, I'm taking your pitch, but please continue.
You're running away with it in excitement. I knew that Scarlett Johansson, that ScarJo would really grab you.
That really got me.
It becomes quickly apparent to her that there are sort of these two spheres of influence on technological differences. Those that believe that Pandora requires modernization, air quotes, and the traditionalists, air quotes, that still participate in and advocate for Na'vi cultural heritage and the pursuit of Na'vi biotech. I think there should be probably Na'vi and humans in both camps. If Jake and Neytiri are still alive, you can put them in the traditionalist camp, as that's sort of their point as characters in the original film.
Oh, they had a point.
Admittedly, the environmental angle is pretty small. It's vaguely about capitalism, colonialism, very vaguely about those things.
Cool. Environmental racism? I don't know. It's called unobtainium.
Don't worry, I circle back in my pitch. Don't worry, we get there.
Yeah, okay. Oh, also, listeners, I'm going to cut you for 1 second because I know we joked about it halfway, but the actual main character's name is Jake Sully. So, like, when you hear him say Jake and Neytiri, he's not just putting me in this world out of spite. I promise.
That would be pretty funny. By putting them in that camp, it also signals to the audience who the good guys are supposed to be, which is, Hollywood. You need to signal. So in these competing spheres of influence, there should sort of immediately be some tension, like as people touch down. It shouldn't be outright violent yet. And the flames are being fanned by our principal antagonist, a charming leading modernist. I think probably played by someone like Mark Strong.
Okay.
I think he plays fun villains.
Yeah.
I think he can fit the idea here pretty well. This gent should be sort of like a Randian objectivist. Firmly believes that history is driven by influential, rational, self-interested people. This goes very well with sort of the, industrial revolution happening in the background. I want to lean hard into that modernist angle. Sort of the idea that mankind has conquered the stars and without them, the Na'vi, like this should be the modernists, this like Mark Strong's character's belief that without humans, the Na'vi would still be living in trees, like hunting for wild game, sort of where are your marvels of engineering, your voyages of discovery, your great insight into the universe.
Is this your Mark Strong?
Came to your world in search of resources. Whether your actions drive us back or we take what we want and move on, like some kind of.
Can you sing
powerful...
"Country Roads" next? Can you sing
Country
that next?
Road? No, I can't sing. Yeah, so like that sort of perspective that like humanity is bringing civilization, again, air quotes, it'll all make sense, to the Na'vi. At this point, tensions are going to sort of start to boil up into physical violence via maybe some assassinations. Maybe you kill Jake Sully. That'd be crazy.
Thank God.
He's already signed on for all the movies, though. So
he'll come back somehow.
Just like
he's
Jigsaw.
Died like fucking just like Jigsaw. Yeah, this is. I hate how you gave me Avatar. I'm pitching for a bonus episode. We pitch the next Saw movie and just watch you spiral, pun intended, out of control.
That would literally be the first time we talk about Saw on this pod, like actually talk about a Saw movie on this podcast. I'm literally going to go insane. I'm not going to spoil the Saw movies. Everyone should go watch the first one.
Oh, we didn't say spoiler warning at the beginning of this.
Oh no, they're getting
And honestly, I don't give a shit because I don't care if this movie's spoiled for you because I don't want anyone to see it ever. ever again.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, so maybe it boils over into physical violence, that like the only way to root out the traditionalists is literally to exterminate them, drive them back, destroy their way of life. Here is where things really come together. If you want a Hollywood MacGuffin, extra motivation, all these sort of things that are so Hollywood, there's a new resource discovered on Pandora. Really hard to findium. And you use that to maybe power some cool laser thing or something.
Yeah,
this makes the
Death
battles
Star
more colorful. You can really push the VFX because there's, I don't know, colorful lasers alongside Navi bows and arrows or whatever.
Oh my god, it looks so realistic. Oh my god. Technologically insane.
And I'm glad it's in a smell-o-vision theater.
Yeah. I want to smell the world burn.
So something I think I want to hit on importantly is that the first movie, you sort of have these Navi tentacles and they don't really explain much about them. Just sort of all the creatures on Pandora have them. I want that not to only be biological. I think that this should also kind of be biotech related. The ritual we see performed on Jake at the end of the first movie, where he permanently goes into his avatar body, I think that should kind of be the ideal end goal of the Navi, is sort of this cultural, spiritual, technological connection of their entire planet into sort of Awa, I think is their god, in like
Awa,
one consciousness or something. This is sort of boiling up into two competing narratives. You have this colonizer-colonist piece, obviously, but I think more importantly for what I want to get at is we have this idea of competing technologies. I want a narrative that rejects our concept of modernity and that we enlighten peoples by bringing them like the Western ideals, that the Navi are actually living in their own advanced society, basically showing that the industrialist perspective or the modernist perspective that, man has conquered space is somehow more valuable than what the Navi have done, and that they're, more modern, which is hence the air quotes. Yeah, because I think that's what I want to hit hard from a narrative perspective. And then naturally, the movie should end with someone using magic powers from inside the really hard to findium to destroy half the universe. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong franchise.
Wait. I all of a sudden like this movie way more. Wait. Holy shit.
Yeah,
what is your ending? Do you have a grand ending?
No.
Yeah, because it'll never end.
I couldn't.
My pain exactly. We got to be able
to set up a sequel.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson will return in
Avatar 3. I don't know. That's the high level of my pitch.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. I mean, hell of a pitch.
Thank
I
you.
could tell you did time and effort. ScarJo really sold it for me.
Thank you. I know.
It's just
I worked really hard.
casting. It's inspired casting, and she's not busy. We can get her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hey, Zoe Saldana is in both the two highest grossing films of all time. Like, no matter what, Zoe Saldana, she's a winner.
She's on top.
So here's the thing, audience. I really expected Alex to be here as well. To balance out what my pitch was going to be, because I know, Matthew is going to give a very thought out thing. Alex is going to be very well researched and fun, whatever. I'm naked right now, or I'm recording this in fully nude, as far as you can tell. Yeah, maybe I'm wearing a little something.
I can attest. I can see Jake's hairy chest, a bit of his leg.
Yeah.
But nothing else.
I wanted to, really, really get in this idea of natural life, and really be like, okay, what is a sequel to Avatar if I had to do it? And I just couldn't do it. I want them all to die. I want them all to die. I don't care. My pitch is electric chair for all of them. James Cameron has a cameo, so he has to do it too. And
who's operating the electric chair?
Oh, it could be anybody whose name rhymes with Cake Gelazo. It could be anybody. I don't know. Maybe Disney, maybe the mouse, who also I guess Man, I just really hate this movie, and I hate that it has sequels, and it's just such a like white fetishy like. Oh, how do you culturally get into a culture fully with no problems? And then they cast someone who's like not disabled, playing a guy in a wheelchair who doesn't even stay in the wheelchair, just immediately is like, I can stand. Whoa, fuck my wheelchair. Like, what? I just yeah, my whole pitch was gonna be don't pitch this movie. That's it. It's an
Unfortunately,
anti-pitch.
it's
I
too
really
late.
don't think you could fix. I don't think you can fix this series. I really don't. I like, especially if James Cameron's gonna be behind it. It's so self-indulgent. I really don't think you can fix it. My whole pitch is burn it to the ground, burn it
Like they
forever.
destroyed the world tree.
Yeah, and you know
The
what?
spirit
Maybe
tree.
Sigourney Weaver can stay. That's it.
Didn't her character die?
Yeah, but she's signed on for more.
Wait, what?
Yep. Sigourney Weaver is in the new Avatars because nothing ever truly dies.
Prediction: they're gonna cop out and have her like resurrected into an Avatar body through spiritual magic, so much like they permanently moved Jake Sully into.
I'm hoping, you know what my actual pitch is? My actual pitch is I'm hoping that Sigourney Weaver has a twin sister who looks exactly like her, played by Sigourney Weaver. And they go back. She's like, my sister didn't make it. Is my sister dead? And she has to go find out. The same military people would ever come. But instead, the Na'vi just like straight up murder them. They just straight up murder everyone. Like there are no casualties on Na'vi side. No, like it's just straightforward murder. And then they're like, all right, never come here again. Goodbye.
Unfortunately, if they end like that, that makes it really tough to have Pandora, the world of Avatar, at a Disney park. You know,
they need because an in-universe 20 years later, they'll invite them out to study abroad. Okay. That's fine. That's still in my zeitgeist.
A never-ending cycle of things boil over so they can make a new movie. But then 20 years later, don't worry, that was the
new movie, The Study Abroad, is like they go to a host family, and then you slowly realize that the host family, like that was the one who killed the person's mother and father. And really, you think it's an innocent, oh, we're getting to know you, whatever. It turns into a horror film where the Study Abroad kid is trying to kill the host family by acting like, oh, I care about your culture. Oh, you forgive me now? But no, you actually killed my mom and dad. And then they die anyway because, you know, fuck humans.
Alternative pitch, Study Abroad. They come in, they're learning about Na'vi culture. They're so they're embracing it. They're learning about it. And one day when they're, I don't know, teaching Na'vi children English or something, because Study Abroad, a tall and handsome Na'vi happens to pass by them as they lock eyes in a beautiful little meet cute. And the movie slowly ramps up to a powerful romantic conclusion.
What would happen if a Na'vi person had sex with just a human?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to rapidly figure out in my brain as I was finishing this joke.
Is that how like the Smurfs are made? Does it just come out ridiculously small for no reason?
It subtracts the extra height of the Na'vi from the human, making them like a foot tall.
A foot tall. You just have fucking foot tall Smurfs running around. That'd be terrifying if Smurfs were a foot tall.
It'd be pretty scary.
Can you imagine that shit? Gilgamesh or whatever the villain's name is, he's onto something.
I think that's just Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes, but they're blue.
Oh, I'd watch that movie unironically more than I'd watch Avatar 2.
I'd watch more Goosebumps episodes unironically.
I love Goosebumps.
Dead stop. I just watch more Goosebumps.
Guys, do you want to just leave and watch more Goosebumps?
I'd do that. I'd do that. Cool. Okay.
Man. If you're curious, audience, about Alex's pitch, bully him and tweet at him, and maybe he'll record just him talking about his pitch.
Maybe he will. If you ask him for it very nicely, or maybe he'll send out a tweet and he'll explain it all in 180 characters. That's the Twitter limit,
That'd be pretty
right?
funny. I mean, yeah, they expanded it for some people. Some people get 240 now.
That's dumb. I wonder how many I have. I'd have to look.
Yeah, you get like 10. Don't let this man tweet. We saw him thirst tweet late at night. We can't have him have any more characters.
It's not my fault that The Hex Girls are really cool.
Yeah.
They make good music.
Yeah, they do. They make good music. Put the Hex Girls in Avatar 2.
That'd be kind of interesting.
What if vampires were in the world? We're in.
Do you think a vampire could bite a Na'vi? And okay, wait, back that up. Vampire bites a Na'vi.
Yeah.
Na'vi has their tentacle in another Na'vi. Do both Na'vi become vampires?
Holy tits.
Concept.
Wow. I hope. Because wouldn't that suck?
Too.
Wouldn't that suck if you're just like trying to get it on with your blue friend and your partner gets bit and then all of a sudden, I'm a vampire. I didn't even get the experience of being bit. So like no one believes you. You don't have the two little holes to prove that you're a vampire. You're just that weirdo that's like, I'm a vampire, a la Nicolas Cage in Vampire's Kiss.
Yeah. Which we know how that ends.
Yeah. What if Nicolas Cage was in Avatar 2?
Honestly, given his recent filmography,
if they asked him, he'd say yes. I mean, that's the thing.
Would. The man needs money. I think we could create a movie and have it just be craft services. Nicolas Cage would roll up.
it would just be crafty. Yeah.
It's just our way of we invite Nicolas Cage to dinner. This is the craft services.
Do you think like James Cameron would sue me if I made a movie and it was called like Ravatar or something? And it's just the movie, but just us sitting around shitting, talking bad about the movie for like 3 hours?
I have no idea. What would be more? I had a joke in my head, but I can't remember it. So that's where I'm at.
Hey, that's all right.
Cool. I don't know. You got anything else, Jake? Anything else in the tank?
Honestly, I mean, guys, this is a bonus episode. You know, this is a bonus episode. Is there anything special that can happen at age 26? Is that when you could rent a car
without like the additional 25? I think without the additional premiums.
Because like I was hoping we'd have a special age thing. Because 13 you can get bar mitzvah. 26, I guess you can kill your inner demons at 26.
Nice.
I hope.
I could see that. Well, everyone, you know what? Here's a go watch Drag Me to Hell.
That's wow. What a okay. Let's just pitch movies that we think are better than Avatar. All right.
Lots of movies.
Any movie.
Dead stop.
Any movie. Yeah, guys. I mean, I hope you guys liked our special bonus episode. We know this isn't our normal content at all, but hey, we're trying new things and we're having fun, and we hope you are too.
Yeah.
Do you have a pitch for Avatar 2 or just predictions? Let us know. We'd love to hear your tweets about literally just like a one sentence. What's it going to be about? Or do you have a favorite pitch between the two of us? Or I guess there were 3 options because you had your softball pitch as well. We'll include it. Or any others because we kind of riffed a bunch in the end. Let us know your favorites.
Yeah.
We will be back with regularly scheduled programming next week. You want to tell them about what that kind of is, man?
Yeah. So if you listen to the end of our movie musicals bracket, you heard that we're doing big movies for our next bracket. And that is gonna
very loose term on that.
Yes. And that is gonna be Destroy All Monsters 1968 versus Big Man Japan, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs versus Promare, Pacific Rim versus Big Hero 6, and Cheaper by the Dozen versus The Big Sick.
As you can see, big in the title, big monsters, big families, better ingredients, Papa John's.
Yeah.
Don't sponsor us, Papa John's. Please don't.
Yeah. And if you want to watch the movies before our next episode, we're going to be starting with Pacific Rim versus Big Hero 6 and Cheaper by the Dozen versus The Big Sick. So catch those. They're all great films. It should be a really fun bracket. We look forward to it. If you liked this little, I don't know, pitching concept, let us know also, because it was kind of fun. I liked writing a thing.
I had fun, honestly. I had fun. I miss Alex dearly.
Yes.
Everyone wish Alex well wishes. He'll be back. He'll be back and better than ever.
And if you enjoyed the show, tell someone named Alex
that
you care about them.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah.
And maybe about
also,
the show.
if you're feeling sick, guys, it's okay to call out. We don't live to work.
Mm-hmm.
We We live to live. We live to say funny things with our friends.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. So use your PTO. That's what it's there for.
Not even just tell them you're not coming in.
Don't come into work tomorrow.
That's my energy.
It's going to be Friday. Don't come in.
Guys, don't come into work tomorrow.
We're starting a movement, okay?
We're starting a movement. We're going to unionize. We are unionizing here at the Tough Cut. Our hours suck. Please.
Reject laissez-faire capitalism. Reject Ayn Rand.
I love how this is where this has gone into. Embrace it. Embrace it. Embrace communism. Anyway, all right, guys.
Okay.